Innovative content. Global audience.
Here in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja. We're reaching you live from our SRO TV studio here in Abuja. Of course, this is Wake Up Nigeria, your favorite program. My name is Princess KESSY, and I have on the show today with me Moses John. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great, Princess. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot of trendy issues today, very trendy stories. And one, of course, we already know is no longer in news that Ikore Madu, the former Deputy Senate President, was arraigned. He has been in London, of course, he has been in the UK, he has been in the prison over organ trafficking. And just yesterday, he was found culpable, including the wife and, of course, the doctor. These are some of the issues we're going to be looking at today. And, of course, there is this crisis in PDP. Of course, we know there has been crisis, but I think there's another. We're seeing another side of this issue. A lot of people being dropped from PDP, suspended here and there. And these are some of the issues we have. And of course, the call by Festus Keyamo to for the DSS to arrest Peter Obi and Dati as a matter of urgency, which a lot of Nigerians see as something that is coming from a biased mind. And of course, that call is not called for. Now, what's your take on that call, just before we move quickly to the newspaper reviews?
Well, Princess, this is actually coming a little bit late, if you ask me. Festus Keyamo San, a respected lawyer, and I've expected that before now, he would have called for the arrest of so many clerics who made several comments that there's going to be crisis. I mean, during the 2023 elections, we've seen clerics, I mean, coming to say, we're going to kill this. You will leave this country. We are more than Christians. We are this, and nobody called for the arrest of these persons. I really don't know why he should be asking that the DSS should arrest a presidential candidate who is contesting the declaration of the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his own candidate as president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is rather unfortunate for me because, if at all, Peter Obi, as well as his running mate, Dati Baba Ahmed, made comments that are treasonable
or inciting.
He does not need to call the DSS to go after him.
They know what to do.
The DSS and other security personnel knows exactly what to do.
And of course, like you said, I think like a lot of people have been making making statements, inciting statements, sure, and they get away with it.
Of course, yeah.
And then I don't know why these call for this. Is it that because they are coming from the opposition party?
That's the point I was making. You see, MC Oluomo in Lagos State had threatened certain ethnic groups not to come out for election.
That's right.
And what happened to him?
And we saw that also when you were here on the show live on Saturday, when a governorship candidate called from Nasarawa State, saying that a lot of people are insinuating that the Igbos, the tribe Igbo people, refuse to come out because of the threat. Yeah. So I think also that and I also saw one of the headlines also, I think last week, that said the CP said that they are still investigating that particular statement by MC Oluomo. And then I don't think that Festus Keyamo actually made the right call. The DSS know what to do, like he said. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with the discussion. Stay with us.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of arts, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, Corporation and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 2856. The Nigerian Week, celebrating the best of Nigeria from the rest.
You just joined us. This is Wake Up Nigeria on SRTV. So we're just discussing about the call by Festus Keyamo that Peter Obi and of course that he should be arrested by the DSS. Moses, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying that it's not just only Peter Obi that should be arrested. As a matter of fact, Festus Keyamo should call for the arrest of all those, even his party men, that have made inciting
Are you even
comments.
sure that him that is calling for arrest has not at one point or the other?
Well, I think my call to both the DSS, the police, and other security agents is to go back and to their archive and check all those who made inciting statements during and before both the presidential and the gubernatorial elections should be invited and probed, because there were pockets of violence in some states, and that cannot be far from comment made by certain persons. Like, for instance, in Nasarawa State, we saw clearly coming out to say, the indigenous people must vote for APC or else will we evict them from their ancestral home. And this is wicked, and nobody said anything. The rest of Keyamo and his cohort were there seeing all this comment going on. What did they do about it? Did he also wrote similar letter to DSS to arrest such individuals?
And this only shows that these people, including some of these sons we have, these politicians, they don't have the interest of the masses at heart. It's just when something is not in their favor, they tend to want to push that thing down. And that is what I think. But we'll move on quickly right now to the newspaper reviews. And these are some of the stories making waves this morning. I begin quickly with the Punch newspaper. And the major headline here says, old Naira circulation, CBN begins monitoring today. Banks set 2-week targets. Of course, this story is on page 7 and 2 of the Punch newspaper. And of course, the writer says a few branches pay 20,000 naira over the counter. And we have also here a story that says 500,000 withdrawal per customer. I think this is a good one because there was a call before now that they are not going to pay up to that. But I think also that CBN is going back and forth with this policy, and it's really a shame if you ask me, Moses.
Absolutely, Kes. It's embarrassing. If you ask me, it's embarrassing. Now, what happened to CBN? Act. Does that mean that they are not autonomous? Does that mean they can't make a policy and stand by it? I really don't know what is happening. There's much to this issue that we can understand. For me, I know that the policy is okay. Yeah, my only problem was when they put a stop to the admissible of the old Naira notes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, thank God to the Supreme Court who ruled that the old note should be allowed to run pari passu with the new
one.
But my only worry is the limits in the withdrawal limits for individuals. Then we knew it was 20,000 naira, and then for corporate individuals, for companies, 500,000. And I don't see reason why. I mean, this report is it not saying that individuals, not companies, can withdraw 500 naira per day? So is CBN telling us that the policy on their policy trust is no longer working, or are they telling us now that
We can't take them by what they say.
but I
When they
mean,
say something, we know that this is coming from a serious place.
well, I think that just need to go deeper to investigate this, because my worry is, I know last week when the Nigeria Labour Congress issued an ultimatum that federal government and the CBN should address this situation where Nigerians have to queue for a number of hours just to access cash. And also, I also add that while Labour were calling for the government to address that, they should have also tell the CBN to ensure that the interswitch, because if I can't get cash, I should be able to do what they call transfer.
And
I should
that's
be able to use my card.
and as regarding to what you're about to say, there's one of the writers also says that other banks will revamp e-banking platforms.
Beautiful,
Reps tell CBN as queue persists.
beautiful. That is basically what I expect in the Nigeria Labour Congress to do. I mean, they should prevail on the CBN, for instance. Why is it that all of a sudden all the banking stuff is collapsing? Why?
It's really a shame. Like last night, I went to the pharmacist to get some stuff, and after buying, I needed to take that. I was having this cold, and it rained yesterday. I was really cold, and then I tried making transfer. My card declined. I couldn't make transfer either. So it's really a shame, and I think CBN needs to sit up as soon as possible. And then we
Absolutely.
have another rider here that says CBN meets labor leaders LLC. President insists on planned strike. What's your take? This is your area, Moses.
Cares to see, when the news of their meeting with labor leader, one of the things that came to my mind was, is CBN ready? Okay, because like I was saying earlier,
But before you go ahead, Moses, is this to stop labor from the planned protest or
yeah,
what exactly?
probably that is what they're trying to do. Because if you remember, when labor issued a work week warning that this issue should be addressed, or they're going to pull workers out of the streets, or workers will remain their home, they won't go to work. Because I can't go and probably buy 5,000 for 7,000. I need 5,000, and then I'll pay 7,000 to get the 5,000. I need 2,000. I'll pay like 500 or 400 to get that. It's not.
Anyway,
I
anyway.
mean, it's not. But when they issued that statement, we saw CBN come and say, we're directing commercial banks to start issuing naira.
Notes.
And I was like, are these guys sleeping before? Are they just waking
Until
up
we say good
because
morning
of
to them,
because of
that's
threats by NLC? And we also saw now, after a week, the 1 week elapsed Wednesday, and they had to review the whole thing, and they call back their central working committee and then say, hey, we can't actually allow this in lines. So what they did was, okay, from Wednesday, 29th of March, we will picket all CBN offices nationwide.
a very good one.
In a switch move, CBN visited Labour.
Labor.
What do they want?
I feel
What do they
like
want?
I feel like they don't know what they want, and I feel like it's really a shame that CBN will want to wait for the labor or some authorities to tell them what to do or how to run their policies.
But I'm glad. Sorry, Kev.
Mhm.
I'm also happy that President Joe Ajero insists that the strike. Yeah, if CBN knows what they're doing, they have a window of about 5 or 4 days to address this issue before the Wednesday. If not, because you know how rampant this can go. You know
Of
how
course,
how mammoth crowd NLC can pull across the country.
of
If
course.
if if, if they wait till that Wednesday, of course they should expect picketing of all their offices across the country.
I think if you ask me, Moses, sincerely about my opinion on this, I really think Labour should actually go ahead with this planned protest. This will correct a lot of things, and of course, like we used to say in our country, Nigeria, it will reset their brains, and of course, make these people to sit up when they know that workers are sitting at home, they are not coming out. Of course, the workers is how they is the man, they are the manpower, right? And so we move on quickly with the headlines. And of course, we have a story here also that says when 203 electoral offenders face trial in 20 states. This is coming from the police, and that story, of course, is on page 5 of the Punch newspaper. We also have a story here that says federal government fixes May for airport concession, Nigerian Air. That story is on page 23 of the newspaper. We have a story here, quite interesting one if you ask me. Organ trafficking, Ekore Madu, wife risk 10-year jail term in UK. That story, of course, is on page 15 of the Punch newspaper. Moses, don't worry, we're going to come back to that story, but I'm going to run through these headlines and then we'll discuss on that story. And then we have a story here that says Ramadan, Tinubu, Atiku governors pray for peace and unity. That story is on page 9 of the Punch newspaper. And of course, we also have a story here this morning that says Fire Shea Atom tackle PDP over suspension. That story is on page 22 of the Punch newspaper. We have another story here on the Punch newspaper that says that tight security as appeal court decides on a daily case Oyetola's suit today. That story is on page 13 of the Punch newspaper. And then we have the last story here coming from the Punch newspaper. LP SDP rejects Enugu Ogun governor poll results. That story, of course, is also on page 22 of the Punch newspaper. You might want to get yourself a copy to get more details of these stories. Just before we move quickly to the Nation newspaper this morning, Moses, I know we're still going to come back to that story. Now, just throw a little light on that suspension by PDP. We saw that particular party has been having crisis upon crisis, and we have these G5 governors. I think there is also crisis there.
Well, Princess, you see, right before the PDP primaries, of course, this will be a united party, we're formidable, and we're all geared towards unseating the winning APC as at then. Uh, Not until they had uh, their primaries, where we saw the likes of Governor Niso Wike of Rivers State, uh, I mean, pulling, well, I mean, what best described as G5 governors. Because then, Niso Wike felt it's a slap from Governor Amini Tamba of Sokoto State to add the, the convention ground to say he's stepping down for Atiku. I mean, haven't they all made known their manifestos? In fact, before that particular time, if at all he wanted to step down, he would have done that when he was doing that. I mean, during the manifestos time, not when everything was set for election, and you're coming to say you do that. Again, Wike felt betrayed because
He felt betrayed.
Aminu Bozil Tambua was his very good friend during their days in the law school, and so he felt, I mean, this is my friend. If there's anybody you could support, it's me.
Or to even he would have told Wiki ahead of that move. So it shouldn't come as a surprise.
Absolutely. So Wiki felt
Betrayed.
backstabbed, and so he ran a strong opposition against the presidential candidate of the party, which is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And we saw him with the likes of Governor Tom of Benue State, Gwanyi of Enugu State, Shai Makinde of Oyo State, Ikpeazu of Abia State, as well as who is the fifth one now? There were five
of them, G5 governors,
and they were persistent.
Except we have the Benue man also.
Tom.
Yes.
So as of then, people believe that they were all working for Labour Party. In fact, Barrister Daniel Bwala the other time said that or Tom, sorry, Wiki and Makinde betray the other three member of the G5
Yes, I
because
saw a report like that
yeah,
yesterday.
it's because according to him, he said they all agreed to work for the Labour Party candidate, but unknowns to them that both Wiki and
And
Makinde
Makende,
were working for Tinubu. And so, and with that, they were able to negotiate for their state. And that was why, for instance, you see, Wiki were able to deliver
his
rivers
state,
for the
the
governorship, not the
governorship,
presidency.
yes,
For the presidency, of course, APC won River
one,
State.
yes,
For the governorship, his own candidate won.
one.
You know,
So it's 50-50
Autumn
we're doing now.
Tom in Benue State, in this case, lost
Lost.
his senatorial beat and also lost his
His
candidate, which
candidates.
is the PDP candidate, for instance, to the
The Reverend
APC,
Father.
yeah, Father Alia. And we saw Shea Makinde, who is,
He won.
yeah, Shea Makinde won. I mean, he was re-elected. We saw this guy of Enugu State, a guy has a loss. First, he lost his senatorial bid and also lost his I mean his anointed candidate as the governor of Abia State too. Alex Otti of the Labour Party.
I am really happy also that some of these the anointed candidate lost, because we can't be
Absolutely.
having politics where we work with let the interest of the people be seen, right? Let the will of the people prevail,
Absolutely.
and that's what we saw in most of the election. And
Yeah.
we move
Like
quickly.
you see, I'm trying to give a background to the crisis today.
All right.
Why you see PDP, because after they reviewed the whole process. For instance, why should Autumn lost? I mean, why should PDP? I mean, lost in Benue. I haven't served for let's say 8 years. I mean, 4 years as APC governor. Then
Entered PDP.
he came to PDP and he was given a ticket. Why should PDP lose in Benue State? The same thing goes to that of Ipeazu of Abia State, as well as this other guy of Enugu State. But you see, for Ayim Pius Ayim, you see, Ayim somehow they were report that he was working for the APC candidate in the state, and of course APC won Ebonyi State, and so the whether and mind you, Ayim also vied. He was a presidential I mean aspirant of the PDP, and so I believe most of them were aggrieved with the emergence of Alhaja Atiku Abubakar, and I think that was where the whole issue started.
From.
But like since these guys are saying they're going to contest that, let's see. Of course, whether they go through the internal mechanism of the party
That's
and see
right.
how they can resolve, and then they can change what's it called their
Of course,
suspension
we'll
to
wait
something
and see how
different.
that plays out. But we'll move on quickly with the newspaper reviews. And I have I go quickly to the Nation newspaper, and these are some of the stories making waves this morning. We have a major headline here that says PDP hit by post-poll crisis, and the writer says Wike tackles party over suspension of Fayose, Ayim, and Shema, Otom as well. Ex-Ekiti governor rejects action. We have another story here that says the minister insists Nigeria Air will fly before May 29. That story, of course, is on page 7 of the Nation newspaper. And then we have a story here also this morning that says tight security as Court of Appeal decide Adeleke's fate. That story is on page 5 of the paper. We also have a story here that it says that insurance assets rise to 2.3 trillion. That story is on page 7 of the newspaper. We have a story here also that says Naira scarcity, CBN begins allocation of more cash to banks. That story is on page 6 of the Nation newspaper. These are some of the stories also making waves this morning. Ikweremadu wife, doctor, for Sentex in May 5. These are some of the stories we have on the Nation newspaper this morning. You might just want to get a copy of that paper to get more details. And we move quickly to Friday leadership. And these are some of the stories making waves this morning. After Enugu Abia results, INEC under pressure to review Kanu, Kaduna, Ogun polls. All these stories on page 4 of the newspaper. And then, of course, we have a story here that say, my suspension by PDP, kick out of dead horse. Kick of dead horse, I beg your pardon. This is coming from Fireshade this morning. And then we'll have a story here that say Electoral Act gives 7 day window for declaration reversal. A commission yet to fix dates for Adamawa Kebbi supplementary polls. These stories are all in page 4 of the Friday Leadership newspaper. We have a story here also that says Nigeria Air to begin operations before May 29. This is coming from the minister, and that story is on page 19 of the paper. On Shu governorship, Adeleke Oyetola knows fate today. That story is on page 13 of the paper. Organ harvesting, UK court found Ekweremadu wife doctor guilty. That story, of course, is on page 7 of the Friday Leadership newspaper. You might just want to get yourself a copy and get more of these details. And then we move on quickly to the Blueprints newspaper. Of course, this is your paper now. And we have some of the stories here that says KIMO to DSS arrest Obi Dati for incitement felony over presidential polls. With the writer also says Labour's LP's running mates crossed borderline on Chane's interview. That story also, Keyamo seeking for political relevance. This is coming from Obi's campaign spokesman. All these stories could be seen on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper. Of course, we have some other stories here that says troops neutralize 45 terrorists, rescue 119 kidnapped victims. That story, of course, is on page 2 of the paper. We also have a story here that says on page 5 that says NYSC pays missing Omoleyes family instant benefits. That story is on page 5. And then we have Ashiru vows to reclaim Kaduna mandate, Sani to challenge PDP's results. That story is on page 5 as well. PDP alleged foul play in Adamawa, urges rec remover. That story is on page 5 as well. Catch scarcity to end in April. Rawane predicts. This story is on page 22 of the Blueprints newspaper. And then we'll have a story here that we're going to be discussing on soon. Organ trafficking. UK court convicts Ekweremadu wife doctor. That story, of course, is on page 7 of the newspaper. We have a story here also coming from Kwara State this morning on page 9 of the paper. EFCC nabs cleric, twin brothers over 25 others for internet fraud. That story is on page 9 of the paper. And of course, we have a story here. PDP suspend IM Fireshade, 2 others autumn to face disciplinary committee. Of course, that story is on page 7 of the paper. And of course, we have another story here also that says Niger, 2 brothers, 1 other to die by hanging over B's mass murder. Of course, that story is on page 7 of the paper. These are some of the stories making waves this morning. You might just want to get yourself a copy of the paper to see more details. And then, Moses, we move quickly to this Query Models issue. I think this story, it's I'm saying that even politicians, they don't want to take a clip from this. They are not willing to learn from this as well. As of today, we still see a lot of them going abroad for medical checkup. This only shows that they are not willing to progress on the health sectors where the things we already have on ground. And it's really a shame if you ask me.
Absolutely, Princess. It was in this country where the wife of the president came out and reasoned and learned that even in the presidential clinic, common Panadol cannot be found there.
That's right. I remember that report.
Yeah, you see, we are really doomed in Nigeria. You see, the problem is that our leaders don't even believe in the country called Nigeria. If not, with the antecedent, with the way President Muhammad Buhari came, we so many Nigerians have so much hope because They have so much hope in him. They believe um, what he did as a military president, even though some persons believe it was through the Diagbon, who of course made all those what's it called, those achievements while he was his he was his vice president. But President Buhari failed to build a functional health system in Nigeria. I mean, let's even go through our primary healthcare, for instance. How functional are our primary healthcare today in Nigeria? You go to primary healthcare where cases maybe like small malaria and other primary health issues should be channeled. They are they are pushed to now the secondary health facilities where ordinarily those issues would have tackled that at the primary level. But because if our primary healthcare is functioning, we won't be having this overbearing pressure we have in our secondary health institution. Now, the issue of DSP Ike Koremadu and his wife, daughter, and doctor was just quite unfortunate. You see, because in Nigeria everything goes. So our politicians sometimes fail to understand that you don't go out there and misbehave. Of
Of
course.
course, they will always get away with whatever they do in Nigeria, and that is why he went there and thought this would be easy for him.
Because
It's really a shame.
you see, the young man, even though they were reported that they said is an adult, it's not a minor.
Or maybe he agreed to this, but the law there and our law, they
Forbid
are not
it.
the same.
That was exactly what happened to them. Now, I mean, if I the worst part was even when they wanted to discard the guy because they got there and discovered that the organ does not match. So they wanted to just discard the guy. And the young man, he was of course advised by probably his family members and friends, said, no, take up this issue because this
This
place,
is really something
take up
else.
this issue.
Do you know? Do you know? I thought as at the time we got this report that these people might just want to sweep this under the carpet, and we have seen that there are these are countries that have institutions, laws.
Sure, that are working in a country that respect the rule of law. I mean, whether you're rich or you're poor, you still
You
go
face
through
the
the
law.
same law. So for me, that will serve as deterrent. For instance, our
It's
politician
really
will
serving as
it
deterrent.
will, it will.
Because these people on a daily basis they jet out, they fly out, and they still go out for checkups.
Yes.
So what happened to our health sector here?
Yes. What I mean to
It's
serve as
decaying by the
deterrent.
day.
What I mean to serve as deterrent is because you see now they will be careful, even to know that our laws does not. I mean, it's not working. And so, what I mean that will serve as deterrent, they will start making a serious
Sitting up.
work. Because, for instance, how do you feel haven't spent like 8 years of taxpayers' money to feed you, your family, your travel, gallivanted across the world, and then when you leave the office, you can't really point out to, oh, I did this, oh, I built this health system, oh, I built this infrastructure, I did this. How would you feel? So with this, by the time he spent 10 years, maybe he will now know that yes, oh, indeed, there was a country called Nigeria. Because today, so many people don't believe in a country called Nigeria. And that is why you see so many young persons are moving out in drove because they want to go and look for
In a pasture.
greener pasture.
They have
Even
this.
though they had to go through
Hell.
certain humiliation.
Of course.
I was at the Egypt embassy the other day and I saw a number of Nigerians traveling and I inquired. He said some of them are not really going to Egypt because from Egypt you can cross to Morocco, you can cross and go to Spain and then I said, and guess where they will go through? Mediterranean Sea. Despite the hazardous nature of traveling through the Mediterranean bridge,
See,
I mean
that.
sea, Nigeria still prefer to do that. You know, you either survive, it's 50-50 chance, you
Of
either
course.
survive or you die. But Nigeria still prefer to do that than to stay back in Nigeria.
After all, some of them are already dying here. The way it stands, nothing is working, and people are really angry. You can see the youth as of today, and of course, even talking about the past elections, a lot of their rights were infringed on. They feel like their vote did not count, and of course, they are grieved. And you wouldn't blame anybody that is willing to run away or to travel. Anyway, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, I will be coming back with a guest. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial product and services, and real estate. For huge extra opportunity in diaspora, look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15th to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 2856. The Nigerian Week, celebrating the best of Nigeria.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you, as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 7816. Powered by SRTV London, the face of SRTV, who takes the crown.
You're welcome back to the show. This is Wake Up Nigeria on SRTV. Just before that break, I promised I was going to come back with a guest, and I'm on call here with the KRIS all the way from London. Daddy KRIS, how are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm good. Thanks for having me. Moses, how you doing?
I'm very fine, Daddy KRIS. Good to hear from you once more. How is London this morning?
It's really bright. It's looking better. We are in the spring.
Oh,
So
great.
The sun is coming in, and we're dressing well now.
Oh,
That
nice.
is nice, because I know you used to complain about cold a lot and all that not coming out. Thank God you're not coming out.
For slim people like us, we need sun.
Unlike Moses, that is very fat.
Yeah, we can deal with that.
Ah!
All right, so you're welcome to the show. So today in Nigeria here, we've been having we saw the headlines, a lot of very trending, interesting, and of course topical issues. One of which we have Ikwe Madu's saga. We have the PDP, the G5 crisis rocked the G5 governors, and of course we also have the call by Festus Keyamo for the DSS to arrest Peter Obi and Dati for incitement. And what's your take on some of these issues, especially regarding to Ikweremadu? Of course, you're in the UK, and he was found culpable yesterday. Ikweremadu, the wife, and of course the doctor. Now, what's your take on this?
That is not unexpected. You should know that in the UK, nobody is above the law.
That's right.
Unlike what you guys practice over there. Here, we all respect the law, or you are not above the law. If you do it, if you get it wrong, just imagine our prime minister for dancing during the COVID-19, a prime minister had to go. That is how much the law is respected. If you make a law, the most important thing is we must respect the law. That is modern civilization code. And that is why, if you say Nigeria is a civilized country, I'm wondering, where did they draw that definition from? Because the modern civilization code is respect for the rule of law. It doesn't matter which system of government you practice. The most important thing is respect for the rule of law. In America, they have the presidential system of government. In some countries, they still have kings. In the UK, we have kings, and we have some chaotic system of government. But the most important thing is to respect the law.
Elites are supreme. That's right. And now, sir, do you think that this is going to serve as a deterrent to others?
Unfortunately, I don't think they're getting it. Guatemala is just one of them. There are very many. They are still trooping in here. We're talking of the health sector alone. What about those sending our money, sending the children? You serve as a government officer, you send your child to come and study abroad, or you send them to private school. That's against the law. In fact, Nigerians should be protesting against this. You know, I said something the other day that it's not good to see people come out and protest during this election. But what they should be talking about, really, is this activities of some politicians. Not only because now the worry is after this election, everyone will go back. We've done our own part, we're waiting 4 years. No, let's do it now. If you are in government offices and you are occupying, you're taking our money, you can't send your child abroad to study. You can't go out for medical treatment. That is only when these fools will take care of the country. Right now, they don't care. What a man does is he has enough money. I think as at the time he was got, he had 20,000 pounds. We don't do that here. That's not, we don't just carry cash. That's why I was supporting the president of Nigeria when he said we should stop the cash. Because people have the money stuck somewhere, they don't use it. You know, and I did that to others.
That's right. And it's really a shame also that this is kind of coming from someone like Ikwe Madu, where a lot of people had hopes on. Of course, but me personally, Moses, if you ask me, I have never put my hope or trust in any politicians. I know they're selfish, they're self-centered, and they don't actually care about the people. But of course, this is quite interesting that there is a country that has a structure, that has a system, and their system, the structures are working, right? Institution over there are working. You don't just do things and then you get away with these things. I really do hope that other politicians will take a clue from this. And also that KRIS, there's a call this morning by Festus Keyamo that the DSS should, as a matter of urgency, arrest Peter Obi and Dati for incitement during one of their interviews on Channels televisions. Now, what's your take on this call?
But Keyamo is sick now, you know. In fact, for his son, well-respected son, to bring himself so low and now become an idiot. He's a nuisance as it is, you know. What is the point calling on him to come and do what? Peter is not inciting violence. He's only saying that, as far as it's concerned, that election is not okay, and he has the right to say so. Why should he be arrested? I don't understand Festus. Festus is sick, and unfortunately he's from my place. I'm really ashamed of him. And somebody I used to respect, I was actually going for Festus Keyamo to be governor of Delta State. I thought he's the intelligent man we have, but he has become a big fool. Forget about Festus. In fact, the Nigerian government will dare not arrest him. In fact, they dare not arrest Peter. If they do, that government will go into chaos, home and away. They know that. I don't think Buhari will take that risk. So let's not worry ourselves with Festus.
And like Moses also said earlier on the show, that we had a lot of people like the likes of MC Olomo and the rest instigating violence against some other tribes, and then there was never a such call. And why is this call coming now? A lot of people also have the opinion that this call is coming from a place of biased, and of course maybe anger, and of course whatever reasons, is selfish, of course, that's the word, selfish interest. And of course, Daddy KRIS will also have a story also. You know, this G5 governor, I think there's a crisis in the camp. And this is something that is quite interesting. A lot of them have been suspended from PDP. Now, what's your take on this?
Well, Princess, when I hear the word PDP, I'm happy. But when I hear crisis, I think PDP, I hear crisis, I am happy. Because these guys mean no good for the country. They to tell you that their interest was for their own. I thought the man of Rivers, your boyfriend, I know you have a crush on him.
Yes, I still have a crush on him.
I thought you knew well for the country. Notice, are you not surprised? Are you not ashamed of Governor Wike, who we all thought was out to fight for justice?
Believe in me, Daddy KRIS. Believe in me.
You know, the funniest thing, you see, South or whatever they call themselves, what do you call them? You know, they dig their own graves and they point fingers. And Peter at the wicked war, diligently for Peter, and this stupid governor of Delta State was not to bring him. Peter would have been president today. And if they want to blame any other person, I say blame yourself. So I hate, to be honest, the passion really must be very and they bury themselves. Let's not even waste time on it. It was a waste of space. PDP and Nokiamu, we don't know where to go. Let us concentrate on important issues. Let us just advise Nigerians on how to shield it. Because now there's a new, Moses, I want you to really help to throw more light on this one. Now the election is come and gone. What should we be doing to make sure we can save the little we have? So whoever becomes president, if we can mount the same pressure on him, the same way we did during this election, the youth should come out. If they do anything stupid, they come out. They make it. In fact, we make with demand. We don't ask for it. We demand that if you are in office, people like Equarimadu should not be sending their children abroad. In fact, because you're serving us here, and if the system is not good for you, then you shouldn't be serving us. Let somebody who feels it. Somebody said it. They say who feels it knows it. These guys are not feeling the pain. They live in another world. So let Nigerian youth come out and make them accountable on a daily basis. Let's not wait for another 4 years. The campaign should be sustained. You understand? It's a very beautiful one. They came out and they know they can do it now. Let us make it happen.
Absolutely, Daddy Chris. You are very right. I have been an advocate of a sustained movement to see that Nigeria actually take its space in the Committee of Nations. It is sad that today we have a country where the youth, the army of youth on the street without job, some of them are working and they earn peanuts at their take-home pay. So truly, if the youth could sustain this, I am one person who will be very glad about it, and I'll do my bit as a social crusader to keep writing and keep talking, and to see that the youth will truly, I mean, whether you are from the east, from the north, from the south, we must actually come together. Also. We must do away with all this. These are uncivilized way of reasoning. To say this person is from a region, this one is not from here, this one is this. I mean, this is 21st century where people relate with people. I mean, from different continents and they pal together. So truly, Nigeria, you must wake up and like you said, must sustain this movement. And to ensure that her leaders, do the right thing at all times.
Well, thank you so much. We also have a call. The Labour also is still insisting on the planned protest, nationwide shutdown on CBN's quarters or offices as regarding the cash scarcity. And that's a very good one. Like I said earlier on the show, it would be very good for CBN, for the Labour to continue with that protest, just so that CBN are able to see that people are tired, so they'll be able to sit up as well. Well, thank you so much this morning, Daddy Chris, for being on the show. Thank you for giving us your opinion. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, and do have a nice day when you're out there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just before I go, my pain. Anytime I see Moses, I'm excited to say this. Labour Party, I'm happy they're protesting this now. What I want them to protest is a new slogan. No to slave trade in Nigeria. That's my slogan. No to slave trade. What is going on in Nigeria is slavery. What you said is just now, that they are paid peanuts. It's unacceptable. It's inhuman. And it should be wiped out of our system.
That's right.
Our salary structure should be revisited as a matter of urgency. The young people running out of the country, let me say this quickly before I run, take your time. The young people running out of the country, it's not that they are coming for a better job. They are coming because of the pay.
Sure.
Moses, the job you guys do there is better than what we do here. Most of our women here are cleaners. Some of them are carers. Why need people's bomb? The only reason they are running down here is because of the money. So if we can restructure
Thank you so much for being part of the show. We appreciate you, sir. Yes, that was that KRIS all the way from London. Moses, thank you so much today for being part of the show. We really do hope that these this Madu saga is going to serve as a deterrent to others, some of these politicians, and this will enable them to do a review on the health sector. And of course, also, I'm appealing to Labour also to make sure they move on with that movement. They shouldn't be unstoppable at this point. CBN has refused to do one thing and stand by it. They are either here or here, like they are confused. So I'm really appealing with the Labour also to do this. Maybe just this might just be what we need for them to sit up and do the right thing. Thank you so much also for being part of the show with me this morning. And viewers, thank you so much for being part of the show. Just before I go, don't forget our Nigerian Week London, like we always say, it's fast approaching. Be part of it. A lot of ministries are already partnering with us, trade and investment, information and culture, the national troop. A lot of them were even going to bring in the Nigerian customs. And then don't forget, apart from the colorful culture, we have the food, the drink, the food, of course, the entertainment, the music, and the film, the business opportunities also. So be part of it. And of course, our face of SRTV. The registration is online. Just send in your name, location, of course, your picture, and that's all you need to do to be part of it. So do well to register today. And don't forget also, while you're out there, stay safe, be at alert. And of course, we do this again on Monday. I'm yours truly, Princess KESSY, and I've been on the show with Moses John. Thank you so much, and do have a very lovely weekend. Bye for now.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of arts, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate. For huge extra opportunity in diaspora, look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 28